We'll keep going. I'll show you the park. And it's a park they allow bikes in, and it has an interesting shape. But unfortunately, there's a section of it that's just, you'll see, it's awful. I'm guessing it could be patched, but it's real. I'm guessing it could be patched, but I don't know if the city will let me patch it, even if I spent the money, because the city's funky that way.
Oh yeah, no.
Everything has to be done by contracts and.
Yeah.
In fact, there was some guy in, I think it was in the Bronx, who took it to himself to work on a park that the city has pretty much abandoned.
Yeah.
And they busted him for it.
Right.
You just can't fix shit.
I'm making it better and you don't like it.
Yeah, go figure. No smoked fish, no cigarette products either, which I thought was odd. You want anything? right, so I'll just take you to the park. It's not that far, and then you can go your way. It's ridiculous. It's retarded. Real men don't need a motor. It's retarded. That's just totally ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And very unsafe. Yeah, no, it's nice to be able to take advantage of momentum. Not very often in New York, I'm afraid. Very hard to keep momentum in this town. Whew. Yes. Every fucking day, I'm climbing up this hill. It's huge every fucking day. It's a little much. Yeah, well, I'll tell you. I've been reluctant to, but over the past couple of weeks, I've ridden a couple of bikes with motors. I rode a city bike when I had to pick up one of these after repair, and I rode, Shelly got one he bought that had a Bionics motor.
Okay.
And it's wonderful.
Yes. No, I will at some point probably get one when I still want to go far and I'm just too fucking depressed to do it.
Frankly, I think the next one I'm going to buy is going to have a motor. And the ones that we build, they all have to have motors. We don't have a choice. We can't sell them without motors.
Well, you don't need much of one.
True, but still.
Finally, the only reason I didn't put one in because I was going to be illegal because it's motorized and I'm doing more than I can do more than a speed limit. If I were ever to get into trouble, I couldn't claim myself as a bicycle, and that's why I went to the motorized.
That's what that's plus, you know, I mean, I kind of want to do the work, but
Well,
anyway, this is it.
You do the pedal assist. Okay. Oh, yeah.
It's like a nice little park and it has a figure 8, but then this.
That?
Wait, you'll see.
Oh, okay. That's a good traction.
Right, but see here and here it's particularly bad. And here, it's particularly bad. Excuse me, gentlemen. Thank you. Like I said, it's a nice little figure 8.
Do a little,
Right, and it's got ups and downs.
yeah.
Just a couple of rough spots
Oh, this is nothing.
that need to be fixed, and then you're good.
You go around
This way. Plus, it's got a loo. Got to have a loo. It's not too far from mass transit.
Oh, and you got a hard right turn here, huh?
Exactly.
You really gotta.
But it's interesting.
Except for being able to pass. This is like the only place to really pass.
Right, obviously when there's an actual race, we'd have to control access. We can get out that way.
No, but I mean, for a small park, you can probably ask to, control, a set period of time.
Exactly.
They do it at some, you have people at every cross thing and say, hold on, because, you got two people racing at a time and have little heats.
Right, and timing, you do timings and then do heats and timings and then blah blah bing and blah blah blah. Like I said, just a little.
You definitely want to.
Yeah, I can't, because otherwise we're just damaging the bike. We can get out this way.
The other place that you can do,
Actually, I can show you. There's another park right across. The park across from the garden.
the turning.
Yes. Which direction are you going back anyway? You're going back this way, correct?
Yeah, I guess.
So follow me. I'll show you where the other park is. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, Williamsburg is
Just straight down Bedford there.
right. That's your best bet. But I can show you the other park another day. But it's like right next to the museum, so it's the easiest place to get to. It's just kind of small. It's not as interesting a shape as that.
Yeah, that's
Advanced.
no, I wouldn't say that.
More advanced than, I wouldn't start some, the other one is just a very basic loop.
Well,
And it's right off the subway.
I mean, that's not very far. I mean, that's what? Less than a quarter mile around.
Yeah,
Not even.
right.
Probably, yeah.
But like I said, it's a nice shape. It's got rolling hills. It's not bad for the subway, but it's not as good as the one right next to the park. And I think ultimately people are going to want to ride in Prospect anyway. I don't see how we can get around that, but
No,
we can.
Prospect's place is just wide open. You'll never be able to open up here. It's all about how much
True.
power you can.
But I'm reluctant to
Get
let.
up to speed.
I wouldn't let anyone ride Prospect Park the first time.
Well, yeah,
That's the thing.
right.
We'll turn here and get you back to Bedford. Yeah, I mean, Marine Park is a good space too. It's big and it's got a big circle, but it's further away.
Further away, yeah.
So I think ultimately, maybe once we get once we get numbers. I mean, once we have a whole bunch of bikes.
Having a storage space for it.
Well, yeah, yeah, no, I can get a storefront for about $4,000 a month. I mean, that's what the rents are.
Oh, I know, but you don't need a storefront, you need a garage for it. You need something like that.
Well, that would be nice.
Well, yeah, it's cheaper anyway.
Right, yeah, maybe. If I can, yeah, that would be a possibility. We'll see what's available. But fortunately or unfortunately, depending how you look at it, there's a lot of retail rental space available because of the pandemic.
Yeah, so there is that.
And they're desperate to fill, so things are cheaper. The rents are cheaper now than they've been in like a decade, maybe.
Probably, yeah.
From what I've read.
Yeah.
No respect for the lane.
One under God.
Nice, man.
So cool.
This didn't get no plates.
Yeah, it's new. I said that's new. Used to be an alcohol shop, I think. That one, yeah. It's real.
They're all regular bikes.
Yeah, why wouldn't they? Yeah, why not? I got nothing to do. I'm just gonna go home and pass out.
Need another piece of bread?
Nah.
Sure?
No,
Want it?
I'm not sure. So I will.
Why don't you take it?
Oh, all right. Sure, why not? Better bread than dead.
Actually, you know what?
Ah!
Let me have one piece.
Yeah, hold on. Why don't we just... there you
No,
go.
I'll take the small piece. Thank you. My flasher on?
Yes, it's been on for a while.
I use that instead of a flag.
Yeah, don't seem to make a difference. At least as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. So depressed. This town just wrecks people. I'm convinced.
What?
This town wrecks people.
Oh, yeah.
It's terrible.
It's not strange to sit up like this. I'm running a spec. For most of the pandemic, I've been vegetarian,
Uh-huh.
except for a few pieces. And I don't miss it.
You still,
Oh.
what do you get? So,
Except for lamb.
well, yeah, lamb is the best meat and the worst for you.
Oh Then why does it do it for you?
It has the highest amount of polysaturated fat.
But just what's on polysaturated fat?
It's,
I thought those were good for you.
no. I don't think so. No, my understanding is it's literally the worst meat for you in every sense of the word.
Well, if I'm gonna have it, I'm gonna have it good. I better eat a good
You're eating
piece of meat.
cheese, right?
You know, I'm not eating anything.
So where are you getting your B12?
I don't know.
Eggs?
I haven't been doing many eggs.
But you're eating meat like once a week or once a month?
Maybe by default.
Well,
I take a B
you,
supplement.
you can't have proper brain function without B12.
Right.
And B12 only comes from animal sources.
You sure about that?
There's a phytoplankton. There's a phytoplankton that people buy, and there's a yeast. But it's not, you really, if,
I was looking at the B12 thing.
yeah, you have to, if you don't have B12, it affects your mental function. It makes you dipsy. I've seen it on a number of occasions. I mean, you're at an age now where you can get, knock yourself out. You're at an age now where you can get away with it more, but there's like, there are a couple of couples in California who've lost their children because they refused to give them any meat, and their brains weren't developing properly. They were having serious brain and nutritional problems.
Yeah.
And there's also been couples in California who've lost their dogs
Really? Well,
because they refuse to feed them meat, and the dogs get insanely sick.
yeah, that's dumb. Well,
Now, I mean, you don't need the meat every day.
I haven't cooked it. Other people, I'm thinking I've had some beef, some nice beef, and some lamb.
Drinking milk or butter?
I eat butter
Yeah, okay, so you're getting it, you're getting some of it in butter.
and the buttermilk peanut butter.
All right, so as long as you're,
and I eat yogurt.
oh, so that's it. As long as you're getting some animal product, you're fine. But if you get no animal product, it'll fuck you up,
Yeah.
big time. What?
That's nice.
Oh yeah. No.
I thought he did it.
No, he didn't think of it. Yeah, well, he's an asshole.
There you go.
Enjoy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get a Hasidic team. Actually, I know people who can arrange that.
Beaver fuzz on the front.
Yep. But I figure once we have like a density of these things.
For the, there's what, 4 or 5 days, there's about 5 or 6 days out of the year where they're required to get outside and do some sort of activity.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, they have their walk-arounds. You see them. Also, there is a group already of these guys. They have like a summer camp or a school or something where they all ride bikes.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's some guys that are riding. I see them riding rugged $12,000 fancy bikes, pulling like that out of hell, like racing. Like they're
Yeah.
fit as all can be, and they're with their little tassels and their hips hanging down, going like mad. Like, what the fuck? Can't catch it.
Yeah, they're complicated.
Yeah.
On a certain level, they embrace technology, and on a certain level, they don't.
Right. Well, the bicycle, they can do the bicycle. They know how to do the bicycle.
I mean, just in terms of the other things they do. You know, like, they're in the jewelry business, they're in the this business, but medical shit, it's like over their heads. They don't touch it. They complain about it, which makes no sense. Why are you going to trust technology for A and not for B?
Right.
Yeah, as they say, have seen them, but I don't believe them. Whew. There's a pot.
Cage is all the way up to the seat.
Yeah.
Take them out. Keep them in.
Yeah, it's about it. It's about the kids not falling out. That's what that's about. Yeah, it's definitely about keeping them in. Like those ones, those probably won't even open to a point that a kid can get out.
Yeah.
My brother, before I was born, he hurled himself out of a 6-story window before they had these things up.
Because.
He was 2.
Oh, jeez. And.
He died.
Oh, really?
In fact, if he hadn't have done that, I would not have been born.
No shit.
I was his replacement.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't find out about it until I was 13.
Oh man, that's horrible.
And this is what, oh God.
For your parents, what did that do? Oh my God.
Exactly. When I was 13 years old, I went to look at my birth certificate out of curiosity. And they don't do that now, but back then, birth certificates would say how many children were born in the family before and how many were still alive
Right.
at the time of my birth. And I said, what the fuck is this?
What the hell, Ma? What's going on?
Oh, Mom didn't say a word. She never spoke about it.
Oh,
I found out from my grandmother what happened.
wow.
She was there.
Wow.
My father was at work.
Oh.
My mother was in the kitchen.
Oh.
My brother was in the bedroom watching cartoons. My other brother,
The older one.
the older one. And the old lady said he stood up, bolted across the room, and threw himself out the window.
Oh, shit.
Wasn't like he was sitting on the edge and he fell over.
Yeah, he had the desire to fly.
Yes, he did. My God, I can't imagine. I just can't imagine.
Well, they talk about free spirits. Kids
Fuckery.
having a free spirit, but oh my God.
So, because of this, my mother did everything in her power to make sure my brother became the doctor she could never be. Because she grew up as a black woman in the Depression.
Yeah.
And she did everything in her power to make sure I never left home.
A little protective, maybe?
Overly.
Oh,
Though not as bad. I ran into another guy in a similar position. He said his mother would not even let him cut his own food
whoa.
his entire life. until he moved out. As an adult, he went to visit her. She would cut his food. I mean, if she hadn't have done that, I suspect I would have probably gone to California and gotten famous or something. I mean, I exhibit a lot of the characteristics of a psychopath, but I lack one aspect of psychopathy, which is why I'm not rich and famous. I have too much fucking empathy.
That's the empathy.
Yes.
Hello. How you doing? Good. I'm making my way north.
You guys get a breeze inside of those things?
You keep moving. That's the key. You got to keep moving. There's holes in the bottom.
Woo!
Want to give me a little call a little later then? Well, no, I'm heading up there right now. I can get there probably.
Okay. Whatever. Then this is where I turn off.
So, we can do whatever we want now.
All right, so I'm not going to the city.
You're not going to see it?
No, I'm not gonna.
We'll head back. I can head back. I can take that. Take the hat right back.
Right.
Let's see what I want to do in the city.
Besides be seen.
Besides be seen, yeah.
What else? What else?
Um,
Oh man, is it hot?
yeah, it's really hot.
There was a shootout last month at Peter Luger's.
Really?
Yeah, somebody inside had an argument with their family and just started shooting.
That's Peter Luger, right?
Yeah, right here. I've been there once. I took my parents at one point.
Oh, I've never been in there.
I mean, it's a steakhouse. What more can you say?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I always right? No, I'm at the area. It was just like, can't leave the area. How much it changed?
Well, they're more hipsters now. It's not as poor as it used to be.
Not at all. Apparently you can't.
But this used to be a very poor area between the poor Jews and the Hispanics.
Yep, I remember.
But now we got Japanese people moving in.
Take a right turn?
Yes. Well, left turn.
Left turn.
Right on Lee. They make them in Europe. There's a guy who sells them in a store in Texas. Go online, look up this word, Velomobile. Look it up.
Is it legal?
Of course, no motor.
No motor.
It's a bicycle.
All pedal. On top of it.
Well, as a rule, anytime anyone asks me if it's good exercise, I say, compared to what? Evil exercise? I'm sorry, I can't answer that question. It's too deep.
that sucks because I'm stuck in a fucking high gear.
Yeah. It's so important to gear down.
I keep forgetting. I'm like, okay.
It's so, I know. It's a lesson I've learned after years. It's
I
just,
think I've learned it, but no.
no, yeah.
Well, I got excited. I'm like, wait a minute, we got the lights. Fuck it, I'm gonna power up.
No, you can't. It's New York. It's just, you can't expect to hold momentum.
I hit 23, 28.
I'm sure, but it doesn't matter. You can't expect to hold momentum in New York.
No.
And always act accordingly. 'Cause
Yeah, no, I know.
it's New York.
Riverside, doing 30, 35.
Can't.
Blowing all the lights. Well, there's no cross.
Oh,
streets.
Riverside. Yeah, okay.
The
Okay.
best though is the West Side Highway. That is mostly downhill. And you're doing 35 and parts until you get a little hill to 125th Street. You just keep on going. Oh, it's great. It's good. Pandemic time.
Yes. When there were no cars.
Very few cars. But there was a protest. They're getting ready to do one of those protests.
Right.
So a police truck full of barricades. Big truck pulls up, tries to squeeze me off the road, wave me down. I'm like, I'm not getting over. I'll wait to 96th Street. And I'm like, no way. And he literally pulls in front of me, slows down. I'm like, you asshole. So I pull out and pass him. They're like, hey. I'm like, 96th Street. And I just keep on going, and they finally just blow by me. So I don't know if they just wanted to chat, but I'm like, I can't do that. You know, there are cars on the highway. It's not like there's nothing. That's the only thing that slowed me down a bit. That's what's wrong. Otherwise, I had a good ride.
Actually, the only reason it was so fast this time is because it's Saturday.
Yes.
Normally that street is just
Saturday.
choking with cars
Yeah.
and activity.
It's,
Sabbath.
Sabbath day, yeah.
Sabbath.
Good to remember. Well, I've gotten there. Now we're back in
Gentile territory.
Heathen.
Well, I don't think all Gentiles are considered heathens.
No.
I assume that was for our benefit.
Yes.
Now, what that fucker's doing with a siren
Well,
makes you wonder. Woo! It's warm and muggy.
these things are crazy. The e-bike.
Yeah, I know.
Bro, that's the coolest shit, guys. I know
Thank you.
y'all ain't enjoying that shit. I know y'all ain't enjoying it.
The other day, Shelley was in Prospect Park at night, and the park was crawling with those.
Oh, really?
He called the police,
Yeah, well,
and they didn't come.
that's good. You can't hear that.
They were racing those in the park, and there was a whole, he said there was a whole section of the roadway where people were just sitting down.
like watching it.
It was ridiculous. And he said, hey, but cops wouldn't come. There is a certain level of lawlessness that's developed since the pandemic.
Really?
And my guess it's going to be like that way for a while.
Yeah, well, the police only need to, don't need to police this area. Nothing there to protect. You only need to police this area when they're writing out tickets to make money.
Well, ultimately, the police are designed to be more reactive than proactive.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. I don't think there's nothing you can do about that.
cuts off after 15 miles an hour because you don't.
Yeah, but the question is, where are you going to put it? You can't put it on the rear wheel.
You do a mid-drive.
But they haven't.
I bet they put them on a mid-drive.
Well, supposedly they're developing something that goes exactly in the mid-drive.
Right. Instead. Oh, okay. That would make sense. Yeah.
But they haven't settled on that yet. There is one that can fit there, that they say can fit there, but I've never seen anyone actually use it.
Well, you have a generator. You have the mid-drive generators for electricity. They make for touring. So why not make that? Turn that into a motor too.
The only other choice would be putting it up top at the crank.
Up front there.
I don't know. That's this model. The other one's a whole different kettle of fish. As far as I can tell, the Mango's the only one that uses a mid-drive.
I want a 5 picture. That's nice.
What's the Mega?
The what?
The Mega?
What? What do you mean?
You said Mega.
No, I said the Mango
Oh,
is
the
the
Mango.
only one that has a mid-drive.
Oh, really?
None of the others have mid-drives.
No shit.
Most of them have like a normal rear derailleur.
Or the internal hub.
Right. Like the mountain drive is the most common one. because of the hills
Yeah.
in a lot of places. The Shrump, I think it is.
हीरो का गाड़ी की है हैं?
Now, did you have the, whatever, the Hilgo drive system where it's a lever on a diagonal to shift the chain?
Yeah, it's instead of it's a different derailleur.
Yeah.
My only concern about that is stuff falling in there and blocking it up. I mean, considering all the junk that end up, you know, in the bottom of these things.
Yeah.
But I assume it's somehow isolated.
Yeah.
Or like anything, you just have to keep an eye on it.
Yep.
Keep it fucking clean. You want to take a ride in the other park?
Sure.
All right, so follow me. Oh yes, Dime Savings Bank of Brooklyn.
Yep.
How far do you, I mean, how fast can y'all go on these damn things, man?
As fast as possible.
You in Brooklyn, New York, man?
Well, yeah. It's,
Y'all in Brooklyn,
at night,
baby.
the lights are right. 30 miles an hour.
You can do it at night with no traffic, nothing in your way.
Nothing in my
yeah,
way?
that's the issue. Momentum.
Yeah.
Momentum.
Going
It's hard
downhill?
to keep
So when
momentum.
you're going downhill, y'all can just let it go.
40s,
40?
low
Yeah.
40s.
You can reach 40?
I've gotten to 41. You've gotten into the 50s, haven't you?
I've had up to 51.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Steep hill.
You clocked out at 51? You don't get changed, man.
Has it now? Oh, Jesus, it's so hot.
You don't think I ever sold this? Went out there in Boulder?
Oh, I mean the one we were looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bought. It was bought.
It got blocked?
Yes, I believe so. But
What is that considered?
it's a bicycle. There's a guy in San Antonio who just put up 2 Quests for sale. One's an XL and one's an XS.
Huh. I don't like the question.
Well, yeah, I don't think having enclosed wheels is an issue. Especially in a town like New York.
Yeah. And I'm just, they're too big for me.
They're very long.
Yeah,
So the XS is obviously shorter. It's for midgets. There's at least 2 wows that I know about that are up for sale. One's in Florida I think one's in the Midwest. And supposedly the DF that Salis ran into is also going up for sale.
What's the
It's the name of the designer who was missing. But it's like this. It's a Strata. This is what this was based on. It's like the Strata is like this. It's more like a Quest, but with like available wheels. Unexposed wheels. But the DF is thinner. I haven't heard. Yeah, well, yes. He's supposedly he's going to join us at some point for a ride. Honestly, a year from now, when I start seeing my lawsuit money, I'll probably be like picking these things up one after the other to add to the collection for rental.
Y'all be careful, they don't run over you two. Y'all so low. But it's so cute.
Not as cute as you, honey. I say that even if it isn't.
That's so cute. Standard item.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. We're going to turn up Washington. What are these people in line for? I wonder. No. No way. Is it a restaurant? Can't be. These many people? I don't believe it. Well, we'll see soon enough. Huh.
What's going on there?
Well, it's mostly women, so I don't think they're giving away pussy. But then again, this is New York. Doesn't look like a restaurant. So what?
Some sort of store.
Huh. Strange. let's turn.
Atlantic Avenue.
Yep. How's that for, see that? How's that for use of language, huh? Isn't that hilarious? Used to just call them recruitment centers, right? Here we are.
Yes.
Acquisition onboarding. I mean, honestly? Why? Who are you fooling? What does that mean?
This is the Navy Talent Acquisition Center onboarding. The Navy Taco.
Yeah.
They're really trying to get us like, oh yeah, we want your talent. No, you just want my body. Just take as many bodies as you can
That's right.
and find out if there's talent. One thing they know how to do is do that.
Yeah, even if it's your talent is policing up the filter bit.
A, you have to have a certain amount of
That's usually true. They don't take it. Well, I guess they do. They don't take necessarily everyone anymore.
No. It's like the Salvation Army. The business. They only take it if it's good they can resell. Same with the Navy, Army. The only people they can actually use who have, you know. The Marines take anybody, I guess. The more psychotic, the better.
Well, what they say, the Marines are there to get killed until the Army shows up.
Right. start doing a cutaway. It's like cut away the parts that are no good.
What do you mean?
Of the Velo. Yeah,
Like what?
like the front, the corner, it's all bashed. You just trim up the edges, nice tape.
Perhaps. I don't know. Yeah, that's where it starts. Actually, no, it's not the same brand. Yeah. This brand only exists in this area.
Got it.
That's a different brand you're talking about. Kitty litter tomorrow. Whew. It's hot. I hope this is not our soul of summer. Or worse. You never know in New York. Every year it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I had some shorts on.
Yeah, I can't. I looked at the weather. It said 90%.
I didn't believe it.
Well, actually, I left.
You know, these are permanent now.
That?
These are all permanent.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
I mean, for sure these people, I'm thinking, wow, I've just gotten a whole bunch of free space, which 10 years from now, some clown is going to cancel out. You know it.
Right. Well,
But that's New York.
and they'll make the money while they can.
Enjoy the ice cream while it's on your plate.
Yeah.
What? Oh, yes. Not a bad idea. I'll show you where we're going. We're going to go We're going to the museum, or through the museum.
Okay.
So when we get across Eastern Parkway, we'll make a right.
We will be going across.
We're going across Eastern Parkway, and we're going to go on the museum grounds until you'll see.
Yep. There's a 1 mile loop approximately. Wide road loops around the that's where they unofficial bike races because they can control the entries.
Yeah, I mean,
To vehicles.
we're going to operate in Brooklyn first, but eventually, you know, I don't see why we can't spread.
Yeah, no, I just
As many as for every bike we make. We can start, but isn't this perfect?
it'd be fun. Yeah, because you can't get. I mean, you can get up to good enough speed, you can flip over. At the same time, you can't get up to that much speed.
Exactly.
It takes too long to build up.
There's another one that needs a patching, but yeah, it's like a nice little circle. It's a good place to start.
It's easy to control it, so that's the only problem. Actually, we had a half a dozen of these things riding around this, and
As long as you space them out, you know.
no, you know, together, you could clear the basically you could clear the area fairly So the people that are here would say, oh, okay. And you only need, what, 1 or 2 control points?
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, is having control points so that people... Where are we going to go?
Well, unless you want to do another loop, we'll leave.
We'll go another loop. Get the full effect.
But like I said, the best thing about it, 2 things about it, it's small, it's controllable, and it's right off the fucking subway.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
This is a dead end here.
Exactly. Well, all of this, theoretically, all these hills have been
No,
set.
but yeah. But I mean,
But that's a staircase.
right, but it's an entrance for public.
Right, exactly. Basically, it loops around, I think. And that also loops over there. And it has a bathroom. So it's a win-win.
What would it take to get that approved, though?
Well, that's well, that I don't know. I've looked online. I mean, they allow. I mean, they have concessions in various parks, but I mean, if
You're getting a permit to hold an event, you know.
well, that's something separate. But to operate in the park, I'm not too sure that it's like. I think it's more of an issue if you're storing stuff there as well, like the specialty bikes that you see in Prospect Park now.
Don't know that.
You never see them. They're like four-wheeled, big, heavy metal things.
Really?
Yeah, they're like bicycle cars.
Okay.
They can fit as many as 4 or 5 people.
Right, okay.
Some of them. Some of them are just like go-kart little bicycle things.
Okay.
But they're heavy and they're ugly and they're not Velomobiles by any means. But those guys, they have a contract where they can actually even store them at the park in these like containers. But we wouldn't be doing that. We just bring them in and take them out every day.
Right.
So
So basically, you just need a space on the street for rental. Where you bring them, you set up on the corner and you know what I mean? You want to bring them here so that people can ride right around through the park.
right,
As opposed to through the traffic.
right. Or I would bring them here in the morning and have people meet me or whatever, or as many as I know that are coming at any given time. So there's a couple different ways that could go.
All right.
No, we should. Do you need to use the bathroom? like nothing new.
I need your insurance. Oh, shit, man. No.
I have no idea. Better late than never. I'm just chaining it up now. So normally I wouldn't chain it in.
No, just let me get that.
Okay, so right now I'm just chaining it to that thing.
Well, it's
And
not-
with the hardboard, the rats aren't getting in. They're just sitting under it now. There's a big pile of shit right under the bed. Just when I get in. Now, yes, it was built specifically. It was like a couple $100.
Yeah, well, I slide it in like that.
And it took like months to arrive. You can get an extra large swapper oversized cup. That one would fit well on the 18. It brought out the worst. Actually, from what I hear, the worst one